Hey, Mr. Clashing, today we're going to have a look at this army and this army, and we're going to have a look at how to use them 3 different ways to get virtually as much raiding loot as you like. Also, notice no clan castle troops, no clan castle poison, no dark troops used at all. So you don't need to rely on your clan mates. If you're doing a boost session and you go, oh my goodness gracious, the clan mates aren't donating to me. Oh, it's the end of the world. Quick, hurry, give me troops. Screw that. I don't want to be relying on someone else for my loot. So, self-contained, this army, going to show you 3 ways to use the army. Also, as we go on, I'm going to reference a couple of other things. So let's go have a look at the first one. We're going to be having a look at P.E.K.K.A.s, this P.E.K.K.A. version and the giant version, and then we're going to have a look at 2 other ways to use the army as well. So let's have a look at those now. Just before we have a look at it, just want to show you the loot that I've got here. I believe, whoops, get off there. I believe this is roughly about 25 odd thousand loot that I've achieved here. So I'll have a look at this one first, and that's just in those 10 attacks or something like that. 25,000. So okay, as you can see, dark drill over here, putting the queen with healers on this side. I'm going to be coming in with the giants on healers on this side, and plenty of wizards. The king will get involved, the P.E.K.K.A.s will get involved. We'll just watch this at double speed. So the idea here in this case was to identify where the dark drills were. Now I definitely could have done this a little bit different. You'll see different ways to use these troops further on. Now I'm doing this in Crystal League as well. So as I did put a little while ago, and I'm going to put the links to two different videos in the description below, and I do recommend you check them out. One was called the Ultimate Farming Strategy, and this was just after the Town Hall Snipe was effectively nuked. And this was how you could still do the same thing that Town Hall Snipe was getting you, the advantage of Town Hall win, just for taking out Town Hall, or in this case 50%. And the other one was the cheapest raiding army going. So this army that we've got now, is the thought process behind it is more in tune with the video that I came out with after the Town Hall Snipe was removed. And you can use this to path your way up through Crystal, and when you get to the top of Crystal, you can either use Goblin Knife, or then you can have a look at the other army, which is the cheapest raiding army going. Again, no clan troops, no CC troops. You're not relying on your other clan mates to try and get you any loot. You are doing so totally self-sufficient, so that if you're having a boost or something like that, no problem. Okay, so that's the first attack. Let's have a look at the second one. Now you'll notice in this one there's the dark drill at the top, dark drill down the bottom, 2 at the bottom. So again, I've had to enter the base from 2 different locations. Had to give it a little bit of thought. Yes, it's a dead base. Yes, infernos aren't there, and so on and so forth. But you do find quite a few of these in Crystal, so it's not really an issue. Now the idea is to try and get as much loot as you can for the minimum kind of effort. You don't really want to be spending dark elixir to get dark elixir. You can. There's nothing wrong with it. I did that for a long time in Champs, where I was effectively raiding with Jai Hee Ho. The problem was sometimes I was waiting for 2 hours. I know, unbelievable. Waiting for 2 hours just for giants for my CC request, and that's just crazy. But this way, with this troop combination, no dark spells used, no dark troops used, I should say. You do have a dark spell, which is the poison. No need for CC from your clan mates, and still getting the loot. And of course, plenty of loot bonus. Now the difference, of course, here is in Crystal you do find a lot of dead bases. The king went wandering a little bit here, so the attack didn't go quite as planned, which means this dark drill was just sitting there looking at me, teasing me. I was like, and this one here, I was like, come on, let's get the dark drill. This is what I wanted there. Go in, go in. So I tried to send the 2 wizards in. Now, for some reason, even this dropped this wizard over here. He went to this one. Now, this was definitely the closest one, so I'm not sure really what was going on with that wizard. So that's okay. Almost got it all. So I had that minion, so brought that minion in. and that minion is doing some good work. It's going to get me that drill, and the queen and king will effectively walk around and take out the rest of the base. So this is, they're really the same way. You're basically going to punch into the base. Yes, you can get the queen walking one direction, and then you can come in with the rest of your troops so that the queen and everybody enters at the same time. But in this case, this is how they were split up, and this is how I used them, splitting up the queen on one side and the troops just to do something else that I needed to have happen. Okay, so that is essentially, I'm calling these two attacks the one way to use these troops, because they're almost identical troops. Now you are using a lot of the spells, and if you're also after elixir, then you just make sure that you only hit bases that will reimburse you with your costs if you get the base out, and include in that cost the cost of your league bonus. So let's have a look at the next one. Okay, in this one you can see that the attack is over in 35 seconds. Remember, I'm really only interested in the dark elixir. I've got plenty of elixir. Elixir and gold are really easy to come by. It's the dark that's hardest. So let's have a look what I've done here. And just this will give you some ideas for what's going to come up for the next one. Okay, so I'm starting off with the queen with half of the healers. You can give her 4 healers. I've just chosen to give her 3. Another version of what you'll see here is the queen gets 4 and the king gets 2. Now, but I chose to go 3 and 3 on this one. You've got plenty of wizards. So in this case, queen's taking out 1 with the aid of some wizards. King's taking out the other with some aid of some wizards. I'm not really interested in getting the rest of the base. So special abilities activated, get their health back up, and end the battle. Okay, so let's have a look at the last one. Okay, you can see this one goes for 3 minutes. Now, basically what we're going to be doing here with this last one is we are queen walking for 50%. And the objective is to get both of the drills. So I've only dropped 4 healers on the queen. Now, if she starts to path ridiculously, I will drop the king with a couple of healers on this other drill to keep the king up, and then it will just become like the attack you just saw. But the reason I don't want to do this is because by doing a little bit of a queen walk, yes, I'm getting a little bit reimbursed for the elixir that I've spent on the army troops, so that's fine. But specifically with this queen walk only, I'm using the 6 healers and the 10 wizards. Now, once this attack finishes, we'll go back quickly and have a look at the army that I had trained. But you will notice that the first cabs off the rank, if you will, are the healers and then the wizards. Now, what that means is after this attack, I will instantly have 6 healers and 12 wizards back, because that's what will pop out of the army camp, out of the pre-training, out of the barracks. And then when I go back, I just get 6 healers going and whatever wizards I used. It will be the 6 healers. I might not have used all 12 wizards. So in this case, I think I only used 5 wizards. So when I finish this attack, I go back into the training barracks and I key up 6 healers to train and the 5 wizards. And then, but I've already got a full army ready to go because they were pre-trained. And I make sure that those new training healers and wizards are also at the front of the queue, so that if I find another base like this that I can just walk for 50%, get the 1 star, benefit from the league bonus, take out the dark elixir, which is what I want, get a pretty decent amount of elixir, which is what I've done here. Now, just playing around and things like that, I accidentally ended up with 2 heal spells in this combination. I should have had 3 rage and 1 heal, but that's okay. I just dealt with it, and I just had another rage cooked up and I just deleted the heal and I carried on, because like I said, I don't need the elixir. I'm after the dark elixir. I'm trying to get the queen to 30 on this account first, and then the king will follow shortly. So essentially the reason to do this is that it helps you learn to queen walk. So not only are you getting the benefit of the loot that you're getting, it's also teaching you to queen walk, to understand how different base shapes affect the queen's pathing, and how your deployment of troops can be used to help funnel the Queen, which is very, very important for coming up with war attacks and things like that. So we'll just let that one run out again. Just slowly. So they are the ways you can punch into the base with this troop combination. Actually, let's just stop this and have a look at the troop combination. So here we are back at it. So as you can see, I was alternating these, training with the alternating. So I have this one trained, then this troops will pop out, and then I'll immediately train this one. You can see that with the healers and the wizards, like I said, the 6 healers will get used, plus whatever wizards, they will be the first ones to pop out. So I'm just ready to go again straight away with the healers and the wizards. Just giving me maximum usage of the time available, that I don't have to train a full army if I'm only going to do a queen walk with 6 healers and half a dozen wizards, as you just saw. Okay, so that can teach you how to do the queen walk and things like that. So very beneficial troop combo. Now, what I do recommend is hit the description below. Do have a look at the 2 other raiding videos that I've got. One is going to use this queen walk idea, and I actually ended up using that queen walk idea to get all the way into champs. I queen walked my way into champs. And the other one is just a really cheap army. So if you go up to the top of Crystal, bottom of Masters, and then you can switch over, use Goblin Knife for the other army and just drop down below. And then just and then go back to this army and go back up and just keep going backwards and forwards like that. So this is what I'm using currently to get all my Dark Elixir. 50,000 roughly with in a day, and 50,000 the next day. I've essentially been able to jump the Queen up 2 levels in 3 days using this army combination, just raiding in Crystal. So we're going to come to the question of the day. Question of the day is this: why do you never ever see hippos hiding in trees? Why do you never see any hippos hiding in trees? When you look in trees, you never see any hippos hiding. Why is that? The answer is because they're really, really good at it. So that's it for today's video. Do please leave the video a thumb up. Let me know, please, what sort of army composition that you use for raiding that does not rely on clanmates to donate to you, outside of Goblin Knife, of course. Everyone can do the Goblin Knife, but I'm interested in army compositions that do not include Goblin Knife, and if they're interesting enough, I'll do a video on those compositions as well. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.